Hello all, my name is Arijit.
Hi, I'm Ritesh Tandon.
Today we are going to talk about our project. We work together on online retail transaction data visualization. This data we have gathered and downloaded from UCI website. This data set has a data between 2010 and 2011. We thought this data will be very good for and very challenging for our data visualization, because with this we'll be able to understand the sales strategy and can be helpful in making the future decisions according to it. This data set, as I mentioned, is downloaded from this URL, uci.edu. And this was actually donated by Dr. Daquin Cheng, who actually donated this data set. And he is belonging to School of Engineering from London South Bank University.
This dataset is having the following attributes, which are right now shown on the screen. The major ones are like the invoice number, the stock code. It tries to capture the quantity which shoppers have bought and what is their amount and the unit price of the items which the sales transaction has. So we would be analyzing this data in our project. We thought this data would be very good for predicting the sales on different attributes, geography wise, the shoppers demographics, how the sales is affecting through the shoppers demographics, as well as their online behavior.
So based on what Ritesh just mentioned about the motivation, we thought it will be deriving to this hypothesis and the research questions, where we can see how the correlation it does exist between the data set, how the customers are related to the demographic and the geographic locations on the map, and where the maximum sales are happening, which customer is more loyal to which brand, what are the sequence of product which are getting purchased over the time series time frame. um, what are the outliers that will be there if there was any promotional offers which was offered during any particular time which actually lead to any outliers. How are the customer segmentations over different attributes and the data sets that we just saw. How the time series with respect to the revenue which we are going to calculate with unit into quantity from this data set, that's a measured and the derived column is going to look like from a time series from quarterly, monthly, weekly, or day wise. How was the product with respect to the sales and revenue over the time series will be a key aspect and research on this data set.
So, as Arijit mentioned, that we initially did some exploratory analysis on the database and the hypothesis and the results. We started analyzing, okay, how's the existing data look like on different parameters, the sales, the revenue over time. The right now the chart right now in front of us tells us, okay, how the sales performed based on the stock, which items customers have bought more, their revenue as far as the month wise in both the years 2010 and 2011 has performed. So, and then we try to visualize how the customer segmentation is distributed over the globe. We notice that since this is data from the UK store, the most of the data, 80%, 90% of the data is from the UK. But we try to represent there are still some shoppers all over the globe who has made purchase on this through this online portal, which is shown in the geography-wise revenue graph on top, and the below graph represents the quantity and the sales over the time, quarter-wise for both the years in terms of value.
As Ritesh just mentioned, continuing from the customer's behavior and geographic location of the customers over the map, we tried to see how the revenue per sale distribution is going to look like, how the product is actually generating more revenue, and how it is lining to the time series for the year from 2010 to 2011. So from this uh, graph, we can see that UK has been most with respect to the sales and generating more revenue for the products which are listed in the top left graph. Uh, we also have tried to derive to the product wise time series distribution, where we have listed out all the dollar amounts over the period of time and the quantities that have been on sale with respect to the over time period, and also which location is actually having more dense with respect to the quantity and sales perspective. So that's the visualization, and we see that maximum profit and revenue has been generated in UK for 2011, and specifically it has been in 2011 Q4. That's the outcome of this visualization.
So now we'll talk about the what have we the insights which we saw in the database. As per our exploratory analysis, we see the correlation among the different properties of the data which we collected, and how in the future we can take this project further forward. So as we collect more data on the shopper's age, we saw some of the critical attributes which may play a role in predicting the sales as well as future projection were missing, like customer age, customer interest, customer financial conditions. So those are the attributes we think in the future would help us determine the customer segmentation better, and as well as help us in predicting the sales, which will eventually help the company to in growth revenue. Uh,
Based on our analysis and visualization, we have created the outcomes in Tableau as a tool. We have gathered all our visualizations in sheets, and we have created multiple dashboards. On the screen, we have given the links to all the public dashboards which have been published. So we have 4 dashboards in together, and we also have created an HTML file with all those visualizations and the content just to make it public. So these are the reference documents that we have gone through. This is a use case side, and the previous year work that has been helping us in trying to find the path for doing the data visualization. I hope you like our video. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you so much.